Hi guys, welcome back. Happy Super Bowl day. That is actually the center point for this video. I figured we could do a Bengals look, Bengals inspired, orange, black. I'm really feeling it, white. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get on into this Bengals look. Okay guys, so skin prep is done, brows are done, eyes are primed. I'm thinking of like white into orange with a black wing, like a heavy wing. I feel like that'd be super pretty. So let's see here. For the white, I have everything stacked up because I only have so much room. For the white, I'm going into the BH Cosmetics Smitten in Switzerland palette. It's my favorite palette for this white. It doesn't look that bright, but it turned out so good. So let's grab a packing brush. Okay, so I'm just using the Luxie large shader brush actually for this. And I'm actually going to zoom in just a touch, not too much. Not getting this in the way. And we're just going to really pack this on. And you can't really tell too much, but I think up against the orange you'll be able to. I'm hoping it turns out good. This is the color I use in my, this is the color I use for like my inner corners. It's like a cream white, it's not like a stark white. I have a stark white in that Juvias palette, but it's not very pigmented, so I wanted to use this one instead. If we have to, we'll try and dip into the Juvias place and build it up. Okay, so that looks nice. Now for the orange. I have, my favorite bright colored palette. It's never changed. It's the Ace Beauté Nostalgia palette. It's this beautiful shade right here, of course. Screams Bingle. It's the Vacation shade. So we are going to take another another packer brush, and we're going to buff that on the other side. This is just like an Equate one you get from Walmart. This one's like super pigmented. I might end up having to go in with that white from Juvia's place because up against that you can't even tell I have anything on my lid on the other side. So, and I'm kind of going along the tape and then up into that, above that crease, like about that high. Really want like a cool Bengals look today. Nothing too elaborate, but something really nice here. And of course we'll blend it out, but I'm really just looking to pack this color on right now. So see, that it's not wide enough, so we're definitely going to have to dip into that Juvia's Place palette. Alright, so excuse me while I go grab that palette. Okay, so I got the Juvia's Place, the Warrior palette, the Warrior 2 by Juvia's. And this white right here, I'm hoping to kind of amplify it. So I'll use the other side of that brush and definitely knock off all that kickback and product. And use the other side, that way it doesn't get distorted. And this don't have a mirror. Okay, so definitely gonna have to build it up, but I'm thinking we might be able to make this work. I really like a nice bright white for looks like this, or inner corner or whatever, but you can definitely tell now. I definitely need to build that orange back up, and I totally could have used that orange in this palette and just used one palette. Didn't even think about it. Okay, so let's go back and build those colors up. Okay, now that we have that, I really like that. Simple but adorable. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take, what are we going to do? I think we're actually going to take this big orange color with a nice fluffy brush, and we are just going to very lightly, like I don't want much at all, just like a little bit. And we're just going, I don't have a mirror. We're just going to buff this out. I know that kind of fudges up that white a little bit, but now I definitely want to go back into that orange and reapply. I feel like that's the key to colorful looks, is constantly reapplying and blending. I'm just going to take a brush and just diffuse it in the middle. Nice, we're ready for liner. Okay, so now that we got what we're desired, our desired look here, we're going to go ahead and clean it up a little bit. Obviously, you can wait till you remove the tapes. For gel eyeliner today, I think I'm going to use my, let's use a CoverGirl liquid liner. I think this is their Major Matte Black one. And what I'm pretty much going to do is I'm going to follow this tape. And that's why I love the tape, because you can mess up and it's not a huge deal. Because that tape catches like so much. So with lashes, you're going to want like a thick line. So I start out kind of small, because you can always add to it, but you can't take away. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this off camera, because it's super hard when you can't see. Okay, so I love to rip this tape off just because it's so satisfying when you see what you created. Oh, love it. I'm going to go ahead and tightline, because I feel like it's easier to tightline when you, before you put lashes and stuff on. So, I love the gel liner from LA Colors. It's my favorite. It's like super black, super creamy, super easy to sharpen. It's my favorite. Yeah, LA Colors gel liner. You can get it at Family Dollar for like $2. I love it. Yep, it's still a little bit sharpened. And what I do is I just my eyes are so sensitive, and you just really need one swipe. You see that? It's crazy how pigmented that is. Crazy. It looks so good. I'm so impressed. Love, love, love. Okay, so now I'm going to curl my lash. Actually, let me put primer on so I can set. I'm going to double prime today. I've been liking that. One for hydration and one to pore fill. Hydrating, we're going to use the Marula primer from Georgette Klinger. And then for the pore filling, we're using the Catrice Prime and Fine Goodbye Pores. So what I like to do is I like to use the hydrating one first. Okay. Right. And of course, all these will be linked down below. You guys already know. Don't drop the lid like I do. But I just rub this into my face. Really get it all moisturized and in there. God, I love that eye look. Oh my goodness. Okay, so then I'm going to go in. Once that's nice and rubbed in, soaked in, I'm going to go in with the Goodbye Pores from Catrice. And this has got a silicone base, and I just use like the teensiest little bit on each side, because I get a lot of texture right here and on my nose. My nose is so texturized. So I'm actually going to use eyeshadow primer on my nose. And I know that sounds freaking nuts, but let me tell you something. I was on TikTok, and they was talking about, this girl was doing this big old thing about eyelashes and eye looks with glasses. And, you know, because a lot of people on TikTok will tell me, oh my gosh, lose the glasses. I want to see a beautiful face, blah, blah, blah. Which is really sweet, but I can't lose the glasses. I have to see, you know. So this girl's like, well, how do you prevent, you know, those lines in your foundation from your nose pieces? And this girl was like, use eyeshadow primer. She said, I know it sounds crazy. She said, but eyeshadow primer really just coats, I guess it prevents, you know, the makeup from lifting when your glasses hit. So right now I'm going to put a little bit. Never done this before, but I thought while I'm priming, go ahead and take my sponge, and I will just right where my nose, right where all that eyeglasses hit, where I wear my glasses. And we're going to test it out, and I will definitely let you guys know in the description box if this works. But once again, I was not the person that created this. If it does work, I don't want to blow up and, you know, steal this person's glory or nothing. But I've seen it, and I really wanted to try it. Although, look what that did with that primer. Oh, wow. Let me wipe that off. wipe the primer off my nose and stuff. Because obviously that did not go well with the primer that I had. Okay, so that was terrible. Okay, so let's try this again. So it didn't do it to my forehead, just to where that primer was. That's weird. Okay, and kind of dry it up a little bit with these makeup towels I got from Burlington. Or not Burlington, from Ulta. We're gonna go back in, and I'm just gonna do like a little dot right in the middle. That should be able to spread, because this stuff goes a long way. So now, what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to spread it all over where my glasses go. And I'm gonna go ahead and set that down as well, just to be safe. Okay, that's not doing that no more, so must have been that. Yeah, okay, that's good. Alright, so it must have just been that. That other primers, it was not vibing with that pore filling primer. So then I'm just gonna take some, this is the, what is this? Oh, what is this? The Wetn'Wild Photo Focus Translucent Powder. I just want to set that down. And then I'm gonna take just like a little brush and just brush away the excess so that there's not too much powder, because powder can be drying. It looks good, looks seamless, so we're gonna vibe with that. Okay, so for lashes, I'm definitely gonna go in with some Kiss lashes, and I'm gonna curl these. These are the Kiss Faux Mink lashes in Audacious. I'm gonna curl these and pop these on off camera. Oh my god, look how good these look. I'm obsessed with this look. Like, they look so good. Oh. Okay, so moving on, because I kind of bet my husband I'd be done by 2 o'clock, and it's like 1:40. I'm totally gonna lose this bet. Okay, so now I want to go into skin. Oh, I have a new foundation I'm really excited about. This is the Juvias Place I Am Magic Velvety Matte Foundation. So I do believe already. I learned when I was in Ulta this goes a long way, and it matches our little theme today. But this goes like a super long way. So I'm just going to just do just a little bit as I'm dotting it all over my face. Let's just do that for now, because I've seen this in action. I swatched it and I was running all over Ulta looking for a wipe. It was a little embarrassing. So I'm just going to, and do you see that? Like, it's definitely going to be full coverage. I can tell, like, look at that. I'm hoping it's not drying, although it's a matte foundation and it's starting to kind of feel a little drying. But we will see just what it does for my skin. But it's definitely going a long way. Like, I used 2 little dollops, so you can definitely tell that's probably why, you know, you pay $20 for a tiny tube. But it's blending out super nice. I feel like this looks good, very matte, not drying, comfortable. And it covered that nose really nicely, like better than it usually does. I usually have like a little red ring from where my glasses, you know, have just worn my skin, you know. Worn glasses as long as I can remember, ever since elementary school, really. So, you know, it looks good. I'm impressed. Really impressed so far. Definitely will update you. Like I said, it's almost 2 o'clock. I'll probably wear this after the game, so it'll be a little bit. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to go into creams. Hopefully they set well. For creams, we are going to use the concealer, the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue concealer. I'm not even telling you shades. This one is in 11 light medium, and this one is not too light like the last one. So I'm going to go all over the center planes of my face with this, like so. I really like this concealer. I don't use it enough. I feel like I always reach for the e.l.f. camo, like always, like a habit. I am definitely a creature of habit. So we're gonna blend this out. Are you guys making game day food? I know I am. My husband always teases me, like, I guess we'll have game day food after you get done. You know, but I'm like, you just had breakfast, gee whiz. Alright, so Okay, so usually this part of my face usually gets really cakey and dry, but after I put that primer, it isn't. I mean, it looks a little dry, but my skin's been super dry. Like, everything's been super dry here lately. I imagine with, you know, the weather. I mean, you know, one day it's like 60 degrees, the next day you're looking at a nice storm. So, I mean, I imagine it's hard for your skin to adjust. So, I'm going to chalk it up to that because I do pretty good with my skincare. I try and keep up with it, maintain it to the best of my abilities. But my children keep me very busy. My teen has had me running all weekend. Not that I mind. I love being there for him. It's just, boy, take a break, you know? But he hasn't hung out with his friends in forever, so. Okay, so for contour, we're using the e.l.f. This is my favorite. I always go back to it. I mean, like, it's literally so good. So what I'm going to do, in my last video, I was kind of looking back and editing it, and I thought, you know what? I think it would be better if I went in with a brush instead of my finger and blended it out. Like, I felt like it looked a little bit harsher than what it should have. So I'm going to take this BH Cosmetics brush that I've actually been using for my bronzer. I'll use a bigger brush for bronzer because I feel like that's what you need anyways. And I'm going to tap into 2 colors. And I'm just going to blend this out. Which I feel like that looks more natural and it's not lifting up this foundation, which is key. And I do like a darker contour. I like to where it can show. I like it to be visible. I like that. Okay, so I definitely feel like I prefer a brush. Like, it looks a lot nicer than the last video, if you guys can remember. With the orange look and stuff, I want something a little bit darker. So I'm going to go into the e.l.f. Putty blushes in the shade Bali. Something a little bit darker. And I'm actually going to use that same brush. And I'm just going to see how it gives you like a bronzy blush to look. I really like that. I feel like in my last video, I cut a lot out, which I apologize, but I was sick at the time that I was filming that because I was just, God spoke to me. I was ready. I was listening. I was willing. I was able, you know. So I was breathing heavy and I was like, and I'm like, oh my God, this is gross. So I had to cut it out. It was nasty. Yeah, that looks super good. I like that a lot. And what I like to do with stuff like that, yeah, is I'll take like my little beauty sponge, and I'll just blend it because sometimes it'll look patchy, you know, like a thick stripe, just from where you've put so many products down. So I'll just take my beauty sponge just to make sure. Or even if you're not looking patchy at the time, I'll still, just for an extra step. And that just looks like it just melted right into the skin. I'm such a sponge person. I'm not a big brush person. I'm going to go in with this Wetn'Wild Color Icon. Did I say Color Icon last time? I think it's Color Icon. Translucent powder. I like this. It's light. It's not very heavy on my skin, which I love. And obviously, I'm going to, I'm going to bake a little bit. Yeah, that looks good. And I'm actually going to bake on my nose as well. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so while that's setting, I'm going to set the rest of my face with the Milani Conceal+Perfect Shine Proof Powder. I really like this stuff. I always seem to go back to it. So I might actually beat my husband. I might show him what's what. That's funny. So, and I just try to be very careful and not disrupt that powder because I really want a nice sharp chiseled jawline. I want, of course, my neck because I'll tend to drag products down that way. Okay, so now let's go ahead and let's finish up this lower lash line. Okay, so for lower lash line, I can't think of the word, waterline. Lower waterline eyeliner, we're using the ColourPop Cream Gel Liners in Untz, UNTZ. I really like this. Just because this color right here. I love ColourPop for the fact that they make so many liners to match every look you do. Look how good that looks. I mean, that matches that orange perfectly. And I love that about them. Like, the colors they come up with go with every palette, not just ColourPop, you know? I don't even own a ColourPop palette. No lie. Not that I don't want it, but I mean, a lot of the ones I've come across just don't speak to me, you know? So, to run across my waterline, I am going to take this darker orange color. We kind of lightly use this to buff out our waterline, so I'm just going to smear this, and that looks really nice with our look. He's gonna open the blinds. I just love sunlight, and he's like a vampire, I swear. Oh, I'm feeling the orange vibes today, guys. And I feel like these little tiny packer brushes like these, this one's one I got from BH. I feel like these are perfect for packing. Because if you take a fluffy brush, in my opinion, and through my experience, you get powder all up over your nose. Have you noticed that? I mean, if you leave this bake, you can wipe it away. And I mean, it's easier. And it's fast. I wouldn't say easier. It's faster to use a fluffier brush. But you don't get that pigment either. So, I definitely would prefer that. Oh, let's use a little bit more white in our... You know what? Let's use some icing white. Let's add a little bit of glitter. Okay, so now let's go ahead and just buff away. Oh, I haven't used that powder in a long time, so... But I mean, it don't look terrible. It just a lot drier than I would like it to look, you know. Okay, let's go in with bronzers, and yeah. Oh my god, I didn't go with bronzer. Alright, sorry guys. Okay, so the Becca, Khloe, and Malika palette. I'm going to mix the highlighter and the bronzer. I always do this. I feel like it's just so much better. And I'm going to use this bigger one, the one that I've been using for blush, because I feel like this is just not right for blush. And it angles everything and gets it faster, more efficient. It lays the product down. I love these BH brushes. No wonder why everybody's raving about them. I get it. I get it. I just love this eye look, more importantly. Yes. Okay, so now for blushes, we're using the Makeup Revolution Roxy palette. I got so much Makeup Revolution stuff. This is their Blush Burst palette. I'm going to use these two shades right here because it matches the tones. Hopefully it's not too... Ooh. Ooh. I was going to say hopefully it's not too pigmented, but too late. Oh, wow. Okay, so... Okay. Okay. And then I'm going to take my sponge and just, you know... And probably my brush. I don't know why I use my sponge with the powder. Girl, it's not a cream. And I'm just going to kind of diffuse. Because that was a lot. I mean, I love blush just as much as the next person, but that was a lot. Oh my gosh. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so now for highlight. I haven't dipped in this palette in a little bit. This is the Beauty Bakery Milk and Honey palette. I want this icing white for my inner corners and also for my just highlight. Oh my god, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So now we're going to go in with a little tiny brush. And I'm going to put this Which that was a little bit too big, but it's okay. I got it right where I needed it. So maybe not too big. I love it. Okay, so now we're going to set our face. I'm actually going to go with the Milani because it's still early. Yes. Okay, let that set for a minute, and then I'll take my sponge, or my side of the sponge that hasn't been used with any product, and I would just press that setting spray in, really to prolong it just a little bit longer. Guys, I love this look. Okay, so for not foundation, what am I thinking? For you know what I'm trying to say here, mascara. You guys know this is my favorite. Like, look at that. Oh my god, I'm obsessed. So fluffy these lashes are. And these lashes are like really old. Like I've used them a few times. I mean, they're probably due to be thrown away soon, but just what this mascara does to my lower lashes is just amazing. Okay, so now I'm gonna throw my glasses on and hope and pray that this primer thing worked. So we're gonna set it like that. Yes. Okay, what look to do? I'm thinking, I almost think you gotta do a nude. Yeah, let me get a nude lip, I suppose. No, let's do a lip oil, guys. Yeah. All right, so I have the, this is Milky Gloss and Pink. Just something on my lips because it's game day. We're gonna be eating, chilling, drinking. So, something natural. Alright guys, that is the end of this video. Don't forget my little scrunchie up top. But yeah, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Happy game day.